All right, and we are live. Thank you so much, everyone, for coming to our webinar this evening. My name is Ricardo Ferrari. I live in San Diego, California. It's my pleasure to hold this webinar tonight. I know we have a lot of people on the line. We have been making a lot of fuss online promoting this particular webinar. There is something going on in the industry that you need to know about. I appreciate you being here. I'm here to give you a lot of facts, a lot of information about a company that within a short 3 years became a $1.5 billion company. We're doing about $4 million a day. We have an awesome product that just became the biggest selling product in the industry. And not too many people even know about it, but their growth is primarily in Asia. This is a company that is owned by American people and a couple of people from other countries as well. But it's a company that has a tremendous program. They have a lot going for themselves. Personally, I am growing faster now in this particular company than I've ever done in the past. I've been in this industry now since the past 28 years full-time. Formerly, I'm a naval engineer. I used to work as an officer on cruise ships in the maritime industry. But way back in the middle of the 80s, I jumped off that industry to become a marketing entrepreneur. I've been in it ever since. I was able to become the #1 income earner in 5 major multi-$100 million companies. So for me to say that this is moving faster than anything else that I've ever done is truly, it's a true statement, okay? And I'm going to show you some facts and figures and some numbers. We're going to spend about 30 minutes together. It's a very, very powerful information. I know that everyone on the internet is looking for the magic bullet, is looking for the run. You're looking for, you know, how do you become wealthy? How do you become financially independent, right? And I think we can give you some good answers here tonight. Now, let me share a screen with you so you can get a visual of what I'm talking about. You know, the basic principle of success, guys, never change. You can't get wealthy working for someone else. You must be in business for yourself, but you also need to have timing and you need to have leverage, because to be in business for yourself, but you're not in the right zone, so to speak, and the leverage is not that great, then, you know, all you do, you just have another job. And consequently, those are the secrets to wealth. The wealthy people have leverage. Wealthy people don't do all the work for themselves. They leverage people, they leverage money, they leverage systems. Consequently, that's what you're going to see. And also, you know, how do you achieve, how do you build a freedom income that will last forever? How do you do that? I mean, you see so many people out there that are doing it. I mean, this is the land of opportunity. Let's face it, a lot of people are failing in this industry, but a lot of people are making a lot of money. I know, you know, a tremendous amount of people that have made an obscene amount of millions of dollars, and I know who the players in this industry are. And consequently, how can you achieve the same thing? Well, you know, most of all, one of the major worries that people have today is how to retire. I mean, how to build a retirement income. I mean, you have people like USA Today, Career.com, and the Harris poll that are telling us 78% of people in the United States don't have $1,000 to their name to fix an emergency. And consequently, you know, a lot of people are looking for the vehicle, but they're looking for the leverage. Now, when you're looking at financial leverage, the situation is pretty dim. I mean, the US dollar has lost 42% since 9/11. Since the crash of 2008, it lost another 14.7%. It's a depreciating currency. Banks don't give you anything. It's kind of, can't plan the future on that. Gold is you know, gold is a great commodity. I mean, a lot of people look up to gold, but it only grows about 1.9% a year. It doesn't have a lot of leverage. It's a good protection for fiat currency, but it doesn't have a lot of leverage for you to really, I mean, you need a lot of money to be able to leverage gold. Real estate, same thing. Real estate only grows at 5% a year. Now, there is always the gurus that has an angle and they can make a lot more money than that. But in average, if you read all statistical databases, real estate only grows 5% a year. And then if you look at conventional money leverage situation like annuities and mutual funds, that's another 5% a year. Stock market, if you are a guru with $1 million portfolio, you can make 5 to 10% a year. You have $1 million, you can make 50,000 to 100%, I mean to 10% a year. If you slave at the computer all day long, if you really know what you're doing, you study the market, you're constantly at it. Forex, same thing. Takes years and years to learn Forex. For what? 1 to 3% a month. Some gurus can make more than that. You always hear the story. But we were talking about the average person. How does the average person advance? How is the average truck driver, bartender, and waitress, and nurse, firefighter, or policeman, or people that don't want to go to college anymore? How do you advance in life and reach financial independence? You can't do it with any of these medium. The best medium of all, as you're going to find out in this presentation, is actually Bitcoin and cryptocurrency mining, where the leverage is now 70 to 100% a year, and all the way from 1,000 to 5,000% with coin evaluation. I'm going to share some numbers with you that are real numbers. Now, there is always this smart butt guy on the internet that say, oh, we're making 300%. Well, we're doing that a month. Listen, they're all Ponzi's, okay? I'm talking about a honest 100% a year that you sleep at night, and that is not a Ponzi, that is real, with a real company, and it's totally hands-off. You don't have to slave at the computer, okay? Now, guys, let me tell you this. These 2 slides are making me a fortune, okay? This is my message. This is what I do. This is how I present this program. I can back these numbers. They're real. I'm experiencing these numbers, and other people in the company. We have a lot of data that we can show you, without promising you anything, without making any guarantees, because we can't promise you ROI. That's against the law in any financial medium. But we can, based on what we're doing now, we can base it on history. These 2 slides are fortune makers, because either, investor types of people, or people that are down to earth, marketing entrepreneur, and they hear 70 to 100% a year. It is an awesome number. Now I'm going to unfold the numbers for you. Bitcoin, for example, if you want to compare with the other mediums, it gained 4,500% of its value in the past 6 years. It started going through the roof in March of this year, when it went to parity with gold, and then it started doubling from there. And the other day was actually this morning was $4,847. So it's like 750% a year in growth. If you had $1,000 in Bitcoins in 2011 and kept it, by August 2017, you would have $4 million. I know we know stories, we know people on the internet that made $30, $40 million because they bought Bitcoin even earlier than 2011, around 2009. Consequently, that's what I talk about. That's what I mean when I talk about leverage. Then you have Ethereum. Ethereum started in 2015, but it really went live. It really came on the market strong in February 2017 when Microsoft started the Ethereum Alliance, and it gained 4,000% in just a few months. So if you had purchased 1,000 Ethers in January 2016 for $1,000, you would have made $300,000. And people that purchased it sooner than that, they probably made $3 to $4 million. This is the new currency of the future. This is what a lot of people are saying, that this will probably overcome Bitcoin. I don't know about that, because I really believe that Bitcoin is strong, but Ethereum, it is another horse on the track that is very strong. Then you have Zcash, which grew 4,100% since 2016, and that is a combined effort of Johns Hopkins University and a group of cryptographers at MIT. And that is a special technology in cryptocurrency that is also very interesting, the 3rd largest cryptocurrency in the world. That's why you have, investment legends like Michael Novogratz saying that this is going to be a $5 trillion industry based on what happened. Now, this talk wasn't going on 3 months ago. Now, I'm recording this in October. In June, this was a quiet situation. Now, all of a sudden, because of the growth that I just showed you, all these guys are coming alive on Bloomberg, on Business Insider, on Forbes, all the online newsletters, the online blogs, they're all waking up. And so these endorsements now are very valuable to our business, because these people know what they're doing. You even have Shark Tank billionaire Mark Cuban that says that the first trillionaire will be created in this industry. And then you have just about the biggest figures in the world, from Mark Cuban to Bill Gates to Richard Branson, John McAfee, Al Gore, Michael Robinson, Peter Thiel, the founder of PayPal, Ben Bernanke, the Federal Reserve Chairman, Eric Schmidt, Google CEO, and Paul Buchheit, creator of Gmail, all telling you that Bitcoin and cryptocurrency is the industry of the future. And some of them are very deeply involved with hundreds of millions and Bill Gates, billions of dollars. Then you have Kay Van Peterson, which is the genius that never misses, that says the Bitcoin will reach $100,000 within 10 years. Then you have Tim Draper, which is a billionaire investor that made $16 million with Bitcoin so far. He owns 2 exchanges in Korea, and he is also an investor in Tezos, which is a very, very nice company with a great idea. Then you have Cameron and Tyler Winklevoss, which are the former Facebook co-founder, which own Gemini, one of the biggest Bitcoin exchanges in the world. Then you have the man itself, Mr. Top Dog Wall Street, Tom Lee, that says that gold is being cannibalized by Bitcoin. Bitcoin's going to be worth $55,000 the next 2-3 years. And consequently, when you have people like that all of a sudden coming out of the woodwork in the last 3 months and start talking like this, this is what I mean when I say you need the timing. Well, you're seeing it right now. You're in front of timing right now. There is no better timing. And then you have Ethereum. What a story. This is the story of the century, because Vitalik Buterin, which is a young man, 23 years old, genius polymath, writer, coder, comes up with a brand new idea of blockchain, which is a multifunctional blockchain that can run thousands of applications that are applicable to any industry: technology, medical, government, entertainment, real estate, insurance, and has attracted investors and users like Microsoft, Intel, IBM, Amazon, Toyota, JP Morgan, Bank of America, Citibank, and 200 more. Now, the more you study this, the more you see blockchain technology. Everything is going blockchain. What is blockchain? Blockchain is a database that, instead of being made of one computer, is made out of thousands of computers, all with a different secret key. So it's practically unhackable. It's very fast. It's got a 12-second transaction time. Unlike a bank, then to send your money from United States to France takes 5 days. And it can also transfer documents, can protect documents, can do smart contracts. It can run entire companies and governments. Matter of fact, you want to study the Enterprise Ethereum Alliance, the EEA, because everyone is there. MasterCard, Tesla, Apple, Microsoft, they're all there. They're all working together on the Ethereum platform, and they're all working together to make it better. So this is the story of the century, and is attached by Ethers. Ethers is now a cryptocurrency that's trading around $300. Putin is running 4 or 5 banks on Ethereum, and is also starting to make his own cryptocurrency for the Russian government, all because of Vitalik Buterin. And then you have the people that like Ethereum better than Bitcoin. Now, Bitcoin has its lovers and followers. I'm one of them. And then there is Ethereum, which I'm also a lover and follower of Ethereum. I like them both. But some people become, hardcore each way, either one or the other one. McGovern, which is the U.S. top banking executive, one of the oldest banks in the world, in the United States, but also in the world, he says that Ethereum it's a superior platform, and that it's basically he really likes Ethereum. However, I believe that Bitcoin has the network, it has the exposure, it has the merchants, it has a lot of usage, and Ethereum is not there yet, but will it be in the future? Absolutely. It's a very strong platform. Also, Fred Wilson of Etsy, which is a big thing like Shopify, he made $250 million with it. He says the market cap of Ethereum will bypass the market cap of Bitcoin. That's what he says. Then you have Olaf Carlson, which is the CEO of cryptocurrency fund Polychain Capital, that is really in the business of raising capital through cryptocurrency, which is a very good idea. He's a believer in Ethereum. Then you have Fidelity CEO. They're now mining Ethereum, Bitcoin, and altcoins. Again, in the mining business, because, gosh, as you're going to see, mining is the root chain of the business. The next $5 trillion industry can only be born through mining, and consequently, some people are not going to want to miss it, including some other people that I'm going to show you, like McAfee. John McAfee owns a mining company, also another company that he says represents the next generation of venture capital funding through cryptocurrency. He's investing hundreds of millions of dollars in cryptocurrency, this guy. So this is happening just in the last 3 months. The more you study this market now, it is the biggest explosion of our lifetime. Then you have Burger King. They've launched their blockchain and their own coin in Russia. Imagine that. And it's attached to benefits if you go and eat a Burger King and all of that. Then you have Kik, which is the second largest messenger system after Facebook. They also have their own blockchain now. and they're interested in doing their own cryptocurrency. The Singaporean dollar is being tokenized on a private blockchain. Of course, Singapore is the best government in the world. They're always ahead of the game. They have the highest income per capita in the world. That's kind of like perfection there, okay? Then you have the People Bank of China. They're doing trial runs to create their own cryptocurrency. The Dutch Central Bank are doing the same thing. The government of Estonia is doing the same thing. Is this an explosion, or is this an explosion? Is Novogratz right when he says this is going to be a $5 trillion industry? You better believe it is. Absolutely it is. Now, why mine Bitcoin, Ethereum, and altcoin? Well, okay, if the coin doesn't evaluate behind $4,500, you're making 70 to 100% a year. If it does evaluate, now you're going into 1,000, 5,000 based on historical numbers that we can show you. That's why you want to mine it, because the question always is it better to purchase cryptocurrency or is it better to mine it? Well, when it comes to Bitcoin, Ethereum, Zcash, you don't want to buy it, you want to mine it. Now, there are ICOs out there. There are, you know, initial coin offer. Yeah, you want to buy those. You want to buy the penny coins, the one they are going to be worth dollars or maybe even hundreds of dollars. That's fine. I do that as well. But the bulk of your leverage is going to be in mining, because mining is the root of the business. That's where cryptocurrency takes place. Cryptocurrency has to be capped and has to be mined. That's what gives it the value. So what's better, to buy one Bitcoin for $4,500 or to buy a mining hardware pool for less, much less, one time, and then get 5 Bitcoins over and over and over again for the rest of your life, right? So a 1 unit of money that you invest, no matter what the size of that pool is, they range from $500 to $3,500, and you can buy as many as you want, and you match it against any other financial medium that I showed you, Forex, real estate, stock market, anything that you want, and then you match it with actually purchasing cryptocurrency, and there is no comparison on the leverage. I'm going to show you some numbers. The name of our company is Bitclub. We're the 3rd largest mining company in the world that is visible on blockchain, meaning we're the 3rd largest as a single center database type of company. There are pools where thousands of little guys with little servers belong to. We're talking about single data centers that are actually selling to customers, not mining pools that are just servicing what I call the geeks that want to do their own mining, okay? So if you go to blockchain.info, this is the real-time mining that happens daily. You can actually monitor. You can see the BitClubNetwork at 5.8%. We own 6% of Bitcoin mining, which is huge. When we get to 10%, that's like almost a monopoly. I mean, Apple doesn't have 10% of all the computer sales in the world. And Century 21, which is the largest real estate company in the world, they only have 11% of the market. So it's a very significant number. And also, if you go to the Ethereum blockchain, you see us at 4.4%. This morning was actually 4.7%. And consequently, and we are the only company with a name on it. The rest of them are anonymous pools that we don't even know who they are. Well, we know, you know, people in the higher rank of the business, they know who those pools are. I mean, we know who the Hef2 is, and Nano, and Dwarf, and so on and so forth. But there are also a lot of problems there. Consequently, we own 100% of our data center. It is a huge achievement. Now, let me talk about the profit system with Bitclub, because you have 2 profit systems. You have the mining and the leverage, which attracts people that just want to leverage money. And then we also have leverage profits, which attract people that want to market this, okay, share with other people. I do both at the highest level. And I'm just loving every minute of it. So this company offers Bitcoin pools. The smallest one is $500. Then there is one at $1,000, one at $2,000. And then if you combine them all, it's the $3,500 pool. For that, you get a bunch of benefits attached to it, which, you know, we have our own coin. You get coins. You also get shares of the new merchant account that we're launching. But most of all, these pools are very, very valuable. There is a lot to. I have an entire training just on these pools. And then we have Ethereum and altcoins, Zcash, Monero, and other cryptocurrencies. These pools, the equipment is a lot more expensive. So if they start at $1,000, then the bigger pool is $5,000. And consequently, you need to understand the numbers. And these are 2 different technologies. When you start with one, you can't switch to another one. Now, you can switch from Ethereum to Zcash to Monero. Any GPU mining can be switched, but to go from Bitcoin to GPU, you cannot switch. Now, historical data It's very, very clear in this company. And I'm experiencing this in my own back office because they deposit your cryptocurrency on a daily basis in real time. A $3,500 pool for a share can produce about 1 Bitcoin. And there is no company that can tell you that unless they can prove it to you. I mean, there are mining companies on the internet that they claim to do this, they claim to do that, but they're not even visible on blockchain, so they've got middlemen, so they can't possibly produce that much. So the unit of money that can produce a Bitcoin that a year from now can be worth $5,000 or $10,000. It's mind-boggling. Now, the second year you can produce 2 or more Bitcoin because of the compounding that exists within those pools. And then the third year you can produce 2 more Bitcoins. Now, if Bitcoin doesn't grow any higher than 4,000, which that's already blown because this morning was 4,800, you would have leveraged $20,000 or 575%. I mean, that's like nearly 200% a year if it doesn't go any further, all right? And then you have, if it goes to $5,000, you would leverage $25,000 for 625%. If it goes to $10,000, you leverage $50,000. If it goes to $30,000, like Tom Lee says, you've leveraged $150,000 out of a $3,500 pool for a profit of 4,290%. Divide that by the 1,000 days. However, the pool will mine indefinitely because of the automated, a portion of your commissions are going to be put back into your own pool to compound. So I don't even know why they call it 1,000 days money, because it actually goes perpetually forever. But look at the money that you're leveraging here with Bitcoin mining. You cannot do that by purchasing Bitcoin alone. It's going to cost you a lot more. So it mathematically, to me, doesn't make any sense. If you got extra money, add it to the pool, because dollar for dollar, it's going to pay you more. Now, on 10 pools, which would cost you $35,000, now multiply everything by 10. So if Bitcoin goes to $30,000 in 3 years, you'll average 35 grand to $1.5 million. If you have 100 pools for 350, you've leveraged $50 million. And guys, this is not a guarantees, okay? I'm just telling you what the Wall Street gurus, everyone on Bloomberg, on Business Insider, the Motley Fool newsletter, everyone said that Bitcoin is going to be a $30,000 to $50,000 coin. I'm just telling you what they say, okay? Guarantees cannot be made. Condition may change. By law, I got to give you this disclaimer, and I cannot claim anything of what you're going to make. You may be making nothing. A lot of people that come into this industry don't make any money. However, the mining has been consistent because it's hands-off and it's totally outside of your efforts. And consequently, that's why 100% of people that come into BitClub make money, at least on the mining. The historical data for Ethereum, the numbers play out different here. A $5,000 Ethereum pool will generate about, six ethers per year. If the ether is going to go into the $2,000, $3,000 within that period of time, you've leveraged about $90,000 or 5,882%. 10 pools will be about $900,000. And guys, we get all kinds of people. 98% of my sales are $3,500 pools. There is no day that go by that I don't sell 1 or 2, some days 3, some days 4, based on the system and based on what I'm doing. Tomorrow night, as a matter of fact, I'm giving a training where I'm going to take you through step by step exactly how I'm making these sales, why I'm successful, and basically then you can decide whether you want to jump on board with us and do the same thing. But this leverage is not a guarantee, but this leverage is based on historical data and also what the market news is about what the industry is doing, okay? Now, 2 questions that people have very often is, well, we know the blockchain level of difficulties raises with time because more people are mining, and then these companies, they go through periodical halvings and all of that. In other words, as they mine more coins, they pay more, they pay less on the mining. Usually, the halving is a very, very small slowdown, and also the equipment wears out because of heat. So you got 2 factors that must be compensated for in mining, and both of them are compensated with periodical equipment upgrades. BitClub periodical upgrades to newer and more powerful equipment at no cost to you. You need to know that, because a lot of other companies, they charge you to upgrade. Not that there aren't really a lot of companies in our space, maybe another couple of them, and but they're not near as powerful as we are. They're not there. They're not even listed on blockchains, as a matter of fact. Yet they charge for upgrades. Why? Because they're not financially that strong. Consequently, you needed to know the answer to these two questions. We do have a referral marketing system now based on what you want to do. You know, you can start anywhere on the mining and make it grow from there. I showed you what is possible. However, there is a fortune to be made in the referral market. Don't you want to tell this to other people? I mean, it will be definitely to your advantage. And all I got to say here, guys, we have a compensation plan that is a viral referral marketing system with direct sales. I don't want to break all these numbers down because we have a separate video that goes through this, but it is not that difficult within the second month to make about $500 to $600 to $800 to $1,000 per day. Some of us have been doing it, you know, based on effort, of course, but you know, you can apply efforts into a lousy compensation plan. You're not making the same money. This is a powerhouse of a compensation plan. For those of you who are experienced in this industry, you read the terms of these bonuses, you know that these bonuses are very, very powerful. So we're going to send you to a second video to take a look at the referral marketing system in case you want to participate in business building. We also have our own coin called Club Coin, which you can mine out of the blockchain, which is a POS style blockchain. You can mine it right out of your laptop. We also are going to launch the first cryptocurrency merchant account system that no one else has anywhere in the world. That's a very, very exciting situation. The company claims that's going to be a multi-billion-dollar deal for them. We're also producing ATM machines in Asia and Europe. And overall, guys, this is the final message is don't let Bitcoin and Ethereum go to $100,000 without you. And even if it doesn't go there, if it's only $30,000, $40,000, $50,000 based on the numbers that I showed you, you just can't miss cryptocurrency. This is the greatest trend leverage system of our lifetime. And that's not what I'm saying. All these guys are telling you this, okay? Including Bill Gates. Bill Gates is always out there, very good proponent of cryptocurrency, always standing behind the situation. You got Ronnie Moaz. He says the total value of cryptocurrency assets today at 153 billion will soar to 2 trillion in the next years, in the next few years. And you know, Novogratz says it's going to be 5 trillion. He says it's going to be 2 trillion. Either way, from 153 billion, we are really at the ground floor of something great. The company has already created tremendous amount of success, mostly in Asia and some of it in Europe. We are verging in the United States. There is no one in South America. There is no one in Russia, Eastern Europe, yes, some of the Asian countries. I mean, we're strong in Japan. We're strong in Korea, but still in the Philippines, in Malaysia, Vietnam, Cambodia. I mean, there are a lot of places that we can go, and we're getting new people from those countries on a daily basis. This is Joe Abel, my sponsor, and a friend of mine a few years. $500,000 a month earner is at the top of the company. Great support system for us, guys. We couldn't dream. Support system is kind of tight right now, Bitclub, because they're growing so fast at 4 million a day. So we have a direct connection with the man that really can help us troubleshoot things and also participate. And this is really a great, great person that I have learned to like, and is fully behind us. And also is now part of the founding team of the company. I mean, there are 6 people that pulls through the strings in BitClubNetwork, and he is one of them. I mean, he's obviously a top producer. He was there with them at the very beginning. The next move for you is to go to cryptomarketinginfo.com. I have prepared a full support website where you can watch videos on how to do this and how to do that. A lot of files, videos on the industry, articles to really back up everything that I said in this presentation. And obviously, also the next thing that you want to do, you want to call back the person that gave you this presentation and ask as many questions as you possibly can. We can really help you do all the due diligence that you need to do in order for you to make an intelligent decision to get involved with us. We will teach you everything from A to Z. If you have experience, we'll teach you a little bit more. If you don't have any experience, we'll teach you everything from the beginning, and then it's up to you to, you know, take the bull by the horn and make this work for you. For now, take care and so long.